I came in on a Saturday when I started to think, we opened my windows yesterday and I didn't close them before I left. And I hate to admit it, but that's a security flaw. I have other things that I need to do every day that I need to close and lock, and that needs to be thought about. So I don't know. I also want to make sure I turn off my lights, that my space is cleaned up. Now it's not clean right now because I'm still moving in a sense, but my mezzanine lights need to be turned off, and I sometimes forget those. Kitchenette lights need to be turned off. Now what if, and also I need to lock the door, but that's whatever. What if I could put something on this door, right? And I mean, I do have this Xtool P2 laser cutter, and I have a fairly good supply of MDF and magnets and 2-part epoxy. I think I could make myself a little bit of a closing the shop list to go on the door. Yes, I believe that is a possibility. So why don't I just take this MDF, put it on here, and make myself a little to-do list. I think that's a great idea. Let's make that happen. I hop into Xtool Creative Space so I can get a look at the MDF, because I don't want to measure anything. I'm kind of lazy today. It's a Saturday. So I grabbed the image of the Xtool, of the surface that I'm going to be carving, cutting, engraving, whatever. Do a quick screenshot of that, and then hop over to I'm going to drag that into Illustrator, and I'm going to just open that up so I can take a look at it. And of course, I need to have a square or a rectangle that'll be cut out of this, because it's just a piece of MDF. So I'm going to make a little rectangle and then get rid of the image underneath, because I don't need it anymore. And then I'm just gonna create the text. I realized I kind of just went boop boop, but there was no reason for me to show you this process. It's like, you type some words, you align it, you add in your little tagline. So yeah, so I got rid of the artwork. I'm going to save this as an SVG and throw it into the Creative Space. Calling it security. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen Brad Pitt in Burn After Reading, but there's a line he says on repeat where it's like, "Don't you care about the security of your sugar honey iced tea?" And I think it's one of the funnier things, and it makes me and my wife laugh all the time. But regardless, so here I am. I'm going to drop it into Creative Space, ungroup it so I can give the variety of things their own settings. I want to take up as much of the room as I can, or the space as I can. So luckily, Creative Space lets me scale this because it's a SVG. And then I basically just going to engrave the letters and cut the key line. And once I change so I need to change the thing into 3mm MDF, which it is. And then I can double check that what I'm doing is engraving and not cutting, what I want to engrave and not cut. I don't need to get too finicky, but I'm going to up the resolution a little bit. This is unnecessary, I think, but just for the sake of it looking cleaner, I go to Process, and I can hit Start, and then I head over to my, yeah. I was just making sure at that point that I was the right distance, that is the right height. It's 3 mils, so yes. Send to the printer and head to the printer. All right, here we go. Okay. Guess I got a little bit of cleaning up to do, but that should help secure your stuff. So I'm testing the theory that you could use isopropyl alcohol to clean the char off of a MDF board, because I read that somewhere. Because as the laser engraves, the air gets pulled through the air drawer or whatever it's called. And I just want to see if, and because of that, it sort of just blows over, the char blows over the surface of the MDF. And I'd read or saw a video where somebody was like, you can just use rubbing alcohol, and it's definitely coming off a little bit, so if that solves most of the problem, I'm okay. And this is a shop thing, so I don't care that much about it. But for future reference, like if I'm offering laser cutting, it'd be nice to be able to say, yeah. Isopropyl alcohol cleans off MDF char. It'll do it on acrylic, no problem at all. But it doesn't look terrible. We'll see what happens when the alcohol comes off or evaporates. Well, I also have some 2-part epoxy, 5-minute epoxy, whatever it is, and I have magnets, so I might as well figure out which is the top and the bottom of this. Mix up some epoxy. I don't need a ton. I don't really have any kind of fancy thing. I've got a zip tie. Oh yeah, so the top is the other end. A little dab. And I'll just put one at the bottom. These shifted a bit because I decided to clamp them, and the bottom one fell off, and I just threw it back on, and then, you know, whatever. Anyways, they're on now, good and tight. They're set. There's my to-do. Oh my God, these are super strong. Oh my God, what the hell? Oh. There we go. Don't leave without checking to see if the 3D printers are off, that the lasers are off, that the bay door is locked, that the windows are closed, and that the main door is locked on your way out, because you need to secure your stuff. Good job, everybody.